Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to your first playthrough. So, we have a really cool new vehicle. We also have a lot of busted mechs. I'm very much looking forward to trying it out. That's gonna be fun. We do have a lot of broken mechs. Wow, really? 70 days? That seems like a bit much. Okay, let's see if I can remember. Bushwhacker, Cloak, Stormcrow, Lineholder, Calcifer, Poker. I know all of them. As soon as that time is done, they are ready. But the rest I'm just drawing a question mark on. Did we already build the Asswing into something? I don't recall, so we're gonna put it to the top. The Urban Mech Lamb, I think we built. The Chameleon, I know we haven't. Pretty sure we haven't. Fairly certain we haven't. Maybe we did. And then Tonka, that's a rebuild. So yeah. You know what, let's pick a planet. That will inform. Well, actually, let's see if the command center got any new interesting missions. No, it does not look like it got any new interesting missions. We got some solo duels. We got battle, recovery, solo duel, target acquisition. Yeah, we're traveling. All right. So we've got 6 million spare C-bills aside from the financial report. And we've kind of been pushing towards Capellan space down here. So... Ooh. Okay, so... This is interesting, because... One... The Republic of the Sphere likes us. So, it's under Republic control, which means the shops will be nicer to us. And if we successfully defend it, it will stay under Capellan control. Its former Star League presence, Comstar presence, Megacity, mining, it should have a pretty good shop. And if I understand correctly, and travel hubs, we can look for other Mechwarriors as well, but if I understand correctly, it will re-roll the shop after the conflict. Unless, actually... I don't think the shop rerolls if it doesn't change hands. I think it's only if the system changes hands that it rerolls. Regardless, Republic of the Sphere likes us. It's a chance to fight Capellans and get more cool stealth gear. And the Republic will reward us handsomely. Especially since Republic of the Sphere is starting with the lower forces number, which means there's going to be more missions before the conclusion. The only sticking point is it's a 4.5 skull planet. But I think, honestly, if we get one more vehicle on the field with the higher quality vehicles we have, and we finish building our medium mechs, I think we can handle it. This will be up to potentially 5.5 skull missions. Actually, I have no way of checking other than passing time and trying to drop. What other systems are there? Definitely not. Definitely not. No, that's way too low. That wouldn't be super interesting at all. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. This is under attack by the locals, so we would be against local government. But it's also higher difficulty, so we might as well go fight the Capellans. Why not? Let's do it. Alright, so we got 25 days, and as we're traveling, we'll find out whether the Irby is ready to go, whether the Oswing is ready to go. Okay, so... Drunk. Ah, that's why. Let's have a 1-for-1. Hey, she gained honest. Okay. Alright, cool. So, let's take a look. Oh. Did not pause before the jump. It's fine. And it's also attractive because it was only 25 days away, which means if we need to retreat back to the Lower Skull planet, or the Lower Skull system, it's only 25 days away, which isn't even a full financial report, so it's fine. But let's go look at the mech bay and see... Why is it red? Ah, heat sinks. Ah, right, it's an it's an Omni. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we have another Omni lower. If we have another Omni lower, we're gonna get this thing up and running in no time. Maybe. Tempting. Tempting. Maybe. It already has a light engine. 200 cores, plenty fast enough for a little 40-tonner. Yeah. Man, it's got a fire control Mark II and a battle computer heat. I didn't even notice that. That's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy I got this. Ooh, we actually have a 2-ton combat shield. So if we got... Since it has a 4-ton carry capacity... Why does it say 2 out of 4? Usage 2 out of 4. On what? Huh. Okay. Whatever. But yeah, if we have is that where they'd be? That's where they'd be, isn't it? We don't have any Omni lowers, huh? No Omni hands? No Omni anything? Alright, so no combat shield in the Oswang, which makes me go back to the idea of stealth Oswang. I do love these little guys. They are quite fun. Would I rather put the Fire Control Mark II somewhere else, though? Just a straight-up upgrade for the Bushwhacker. So we have nothing with Jam Chance. The primary things that the Fire Control Advanced Target Computer gives over the Fire Control Mark II is the Jam Chance. The offensive push accuracy +2, I mean, it's... Even with the amazing morale we've had, we haven't really had a lot of opportunities to use offensive push. It's kind of a late-game thing now. Which means I think we're better off with just the Fire Control Mark II in there. So I think I'm going to do exactly that. I'm gonna drop the Fire Control Mark II and the Battle Computer Heat for now. And the Gunnery. Why not? Mag shots we don't have ammo for, right? Takes mag shot ammo. We're using the mag shot ammo we do have for our AP Gauss rifles. So we do not have mag shot ammo. Okay, so we can drop those. We're going to put the Omni lower on the arm that has the 4 hard points instead of just 3. We have so many hard points. Oh, this is going to be fun. I don't know if I'm going to keep the Medium X Pulse. How much heat is it? Nah, it's way too much heat. I've got other ideas. Okay, we'll leave it for now because I'm not ready to build it quite yet. We're going to drop that stuff off. We're going to put it on the Bushwhacker. So, Fire Control. Mark II. So this gives us Evasion Ignore and +1 Gunnery. Which is cool. Primarily, the +1 Gunnery is going to help with the AMS not jamming. But the +1 Evasion Ignore is just, you know, +1 accuracy, effectively, against anyone who has evasion. And the Jam Chance, again, all that was affecting was the AMS. So, that's just a straight improvement for our commander. We have the Urban Knight that's not really doing anything. Like, it can soak some damage, and we might end up using it, actually. So, if we're able to get the... if we're able to get the drop size increase, and we're able to drop an extra tank, and we still have 12 mechs. Well, the Griffin's obviously not going to be done in time, or, you know, started at all, before we arrive. Speaking of, we arrive in 12 days. I mean, we still, after we arrive, we have another, like, 10 days or something like that before the fighting starts. So we're not going to really need the extra mechs until then. Now that I know that the Lamb and the Cougar are actually in great shape, Chameleon to the top. So, then again, yeah, this plan's going to be too high of a difficulty for us to drop Cloak and vehicles. Even Cloak, Urban Knight, and vehicles. So what do we have going on in this Lamb here? I remember we did something with it. Yeah. We have Bomb Cluster, wing mounts. We have turbines. Everything we possibly can packed into the right torso so that we can keep our left side towards the enemies. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. And the Incubus, I love Cloak. Such a good mech. And I think the Cougar is too slow to be a battle buddy with basically anything that we already have. Because we don't really have, like, See, that's the thing, is, like, with Mimetic Stealth, yes, moving less means you don't lose as many stealth charges. But I'm still kind of not sure about the Void system. Because if I understand this correctly, it's not really helping with sensors. It's just stealth, like mimetic stealth, the visuals that it's countering. Which is what it always did before. I know I can use it on its own now, but from what I understand from the comments, there's also, you know, various pieces of electronic warfare that will reduce your sensor signature and whatnot. So if that's not an option, and since we can't make a melee mech out of it since we have no Omni hands, we could speed it up a little bit. So that brings it from 5.7 to 5.10. Still not super fast, but faster. It has the AR-20 Warfare Suite, and that's like a full suite. Like, no probe already installed. It already counts as probe. It already counts as ECM, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just we can't put like anything. There is no extra electronic warfare we could put on. The AR-20 is really good. I think I am gonna make it a stealth mech. I'm just not gonna make it a mimetic stealth mech. Just to give it a little bit of protection without investing anything too valuable. Because I definitely don't want to lose the Void system before I get the combo pieces to make it exceptional. I mean, then again, it's a 40-tonner. I could just give it reactive plating. Through armor crit immunity, 20% resistance to ballistic and missile attacks. That lets it soak some damage. That does let it soak some serious damage. Ooh, we could actually... No, we don't want to take the blue field off of Tonka, because the blue field would mess with our targeting, and I think it would also mess with our electronic warfare. Now, we want the... We want the damage reduction against energy on Tonka. Actually, I just realized it has a fire control risk built in. Just one evasion ignore. Period. With absolutely no risk of components being lost. Risk cockpit, +1 injury, +1 guts, +2 tactics, and +5 armor and structure, as well as the +1 sensor detect. That's a great cockpit. And then sensors risk is just 2 sensor detection instead of 1. Happy to have it. So this is a cockpit that we can easily eject out of and not lose anything, unless we have a weapon in the head. I can't believe we got the battle computer heat. Okay. Alright. What am I going to do here? We have a radical double heatsink kit. So if we want to put heat sinks in, well, we have to put 2 engine heat sinks in. So let's go ahead and start with that. That is going to be 6 slots and all of our double heat sinks. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, that's just... Alright. I guess that's how we do it, so we can at least fit 3 weapons in that side torso. Like, I'm definitely not going to put a heat sink in the arms. That would just be reckless. Although I have been known to do some reckless things before. But, yeah, I was thinking, like... I think I'm just going to make a disco mech. I think I'm just going to make a disco mech. So what do we got in the way of lasers? Clan ER small? Cool. Clan micro pulse? Ooh. We can make it a super disco ball. Alright. Clan micro pulse. Clan micro pulse. And then... max armor. Okay. Okay. Then we can give it... See, the reason I'm looking at the micro pulses is they're 4 heat each. So it's 4 heat for 15 damage. Compared to 18 heat for 35. Ooh. Yes. Absolutely yes. We know who he's running with. Yeah, the Oswang is going to run... but they're 21 heat each. Okay. Yeah, I didn't notice the plasma cannons were 21 heat. That's rough. That's rough. Yeah. Unfortunate. Okay. Not really keen on the flamer. Like, I'd rather go medium lasers than flamers, honestly, but... Right. It's the other playthrough where I have the pulse lasers I'm sitting on. So, I don't really have a lot of splashy lasers here. Okay, so maybe... We might end up putting those back in as well, but... We are basically capped at 60 heat. We do have the Radical Heatsink Kit, which, when it's active, is another minus 25. We do have the Emergency Coolant System, which is another minus 25. But those only start working once we're overheating, which is why I was looking at an energy build, is because if you have a ammunition-based build, which honestly, yeah, the plasma cannons would have had ammunition, and they could explode themselves, and they're volatile. So like, you don't want stuff that can cook off whenever you're running, especially a stealth radical emergency coolant mech, and you're going to be running it hot. You want stuff that is not going to cause you to explode when it gets too hot. And honestly, that already, those 3 X-Pulse lasers alone, that's basically all of our cooling. We now have a heat delta of -6, and then the stealth armor takes more. Or we could go super basic. How many medium lasers can we fit? I mean, tonnage is looking fine so far. Obviously, cooling's going to be an issue. Major issue. And then, yeah, if we also drop the one center... I'm looking here to see how many slots and how much tonnage, to see if an extra... Alright, so that is the maximum number... Oh no, we could also put one in the head, but we're down to 2 slots doing that. And we're just about out of tonnage. So if we dropped 1 medium laser, we could put 1 more double heat sink, and that's it. Oof. Okay, so we don't want to do that, but we also don't really have the slots. I mean, dropping the mask would actually let us fit more. Yeah, if we drop the... Okay, so let's just for now drop the mask idea. So now we have slots if we get a couple more double heat sinks. We now have the slots to do something with them. And we have the tonnage for a whole bunch of medium lasers. So what that tells me is we should have the tonnage for a large pulse laser, clan micro pulse lasers, and then just as many... Oh, there's a medium laser center. I think we do just as many medium lasers as we can then fit. Yeah, binary lasers, way too much heat. Could also go some small lasers here and there. Just to see. But I'm definitely thinking a very energy-heavy build. Again, for the aforementioned reasons. Alright, so here we don't have the tonnage for the... Yeah, we don't... I mean, I guess we have a small pulse laser there. We could replace one of the medium lasers with that. But we don't have enough, like, micro lasers and small pulse lasers and things. So that's not great. We do have 7 LRM 5s. LRM 5s are the most weight-efficient LRMs. Usually the downside is just how many hardpoints they take, but that's the thing we have plenty of. Now, again, the issue here is we can't make use of the radical heatsink kit unless we're just about overheating. And we can't make use of the emergency coolant system until we are overheating. So, having things that explode, not ideal. That said, if we drop the stealth, we don't have to worry as much about heat. So without the stealth, probably a missile-based build. I also wouldn't mind loading up with Streak 2s. Then again, there's no actual benefit to Streak 2s over Streak 4s and Streak 6s. The tonnage is consistent. It's 1.5 per 2 tubes. Unlike the LRMs, where it's 2, then 5, then 7, then 10. So the LRM 5s and LRM 15s are always going to be a more weight-efficient choice. And we don't need the in LRMs because, well, yeah, we'll be keeping our distance if we have a whole bunch of LRM 5s. I'm definitely going to put a tag in it. Just right in the belly, I guess. Unless I end up... Well, no, it's not going to be the most valuable weapon we're putting on it, so... That's fine. Yeah, this is the problem. We have all the hard points in the world, but we don't have the weapons to use them. So, if the shop has small lasers, mag shot ammo, I would actually just love some mag shot ammo to actually be able to use those. Small lasers, small pulse lasers, LRM5s, specifically LRM5s. I guess a regular LRM-15 wouldn't be too bad either, but yeah. I'm just gonna toss the 2 double heat sinks in and just leave it. Yeah, I know, it needs weapons before I can drop it, I know, but that will have the armor adjusted, that will have the heat sinks ready, so putting the weapons on should only take us like 2 days or so. And now we just continue traveling until stuff finishes being done. Oh yeah, financial report. So we've been extravagant, which means all the stuff that we're working on will take even longer if we go away from extravagant. And since we have less to build than I thought we did, then yeah, that's literally just Argo upgrade money. We're still going to arrive in 7 days. When we arrive, I think Stormcrow, Calcifer, and the Bushwhacker are the only things I really need when I first arrive, because until we get the Junkyard Leopard and the ability to drop an extra vehicle, we probably aren't going to drop more than 3 mechs on a single mission. And we'll have the Stormcrow, Calcifer, Cloak, and the Lamb, and the Bushwhacker. Yeah, we'll have plenty of mechs to choose from. So here's the moment of truth. How much is this going to leave us with? So that will leave us with 3.5 million. And then after that massive expense, we would definitely need some drop tonnage. That's 200,000 for 50 tons. 220,000 for another 50, yeah. Increase the allowed drop size by 1. Where's the vehicle one? Is this... No, that's just... That's just to save money. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, they're there. So that allows us to drop a full lance of vehicles in addition to our lance of mechs, and this lets us drop a second lance of mechs. So we're looking at... Yeah, not that. We're gonna be spending a couple million C-bills easy. But let's get started on it. It's gonna take 1 day to do this. Pull the trigger on that, and by the time the conflict comes around, we will definitely be able to handle 5 skull missions, I think. I think we will definitely be solid for 5 skulls. Yeah, that's the first priority. Dropping more vehicles is safer than dropping more mechs as far as repair costs. Alright. Lao will attack soon. Yeah, I know. Okay. First order of business, now that we've arrived, is to go to the store. What do we have on offer? Some battle armor. Actually, a lot of battle armor. 4 of the Longinuses. Oh no, it's Innersphere Standard Laser, Innersphere Standard Mortar. That's kind of interesting, actually. For only 1,000,000 C-bills, I could just buy a battle armor platoon. And that would just give me an extra thing I could drop. Battle armor. That looks very, very interesting. Only 2 parts of it, though. There's the Longinus, yeah. Yeah, okay. We could also just pick up a striker for 650,000. LRM 10, SRM 6, wield, weapons carrier, I don't feel like throwing away 1,000,000 C-bills, but it's just an LRM 20. That is quite possibly the worst weapon carrier ever. Alright. So, there's battle armor medium lasers, battle armor SRM 2 one-shots. There's a single medium pulse laser. It's only 69,000, might as well. Well then. Ooh, heat bank. That's helpful. That's very helpful. Okay. That would also give us some protection against overheating from taking heat damage. Which, you know, could be valuable, especially if we're already running running a redline mech that's always going to be on the edge of overheat. Unlimited double heat sinks. Okay. So we're going to grab a couple of those. We're not going to use them all right now, but we'll have them in case we need them later, so we don't run into the same problem of trying to build a mech and just not being able to. Mortar Inferno, kind of interesting, but we don't have any mortars. Again, weapon bay. We don't have a weapon bay for our. Yeah, we don't have a weapon bay for our lambs, so the store is not what I was hoping for. Okay. As I said, though, we have the Bushwhacker, we have the Stormcrow. I'm actually going to shift this around a little bit. So the Bushwhacker and Stormcrow basically work with anything. Like, the Stormcrow has tools for, do I want to do damage, do I want to do crits, do I want to overheat people? It's very much our Swiss Army knife. We can drop it in literally any situation and it will excel. The Phoenix Hawk, also pretty much good in most situations, but it is a long-range mech that I often forget to keep at long range. Then we have the Stealth Tonka, which is just a walk at them until they die from it, and hopefully they explode first. The Line Holder is also actually kind of just fine with anything. The ability to indirect fire, the just general... Especially once we get some specialty ammo to slip in there. The Line Holder could be a very interesting Swiss Army knife as well. So that's kind of our row of, like, whatever. Like, just standard whatever is fine. Actually, I would put Cloak up there, too. I don't know about the Chameleon. I don't even... Yeah, I don't know what to do about the Chameleon, but... Those mechs are all pretty much just universally fairly useful. Calcifer, heat build. Just it's got a little bit of damage in the SRMs if I decide to swap over to SRM standard ammo, but it's mostly there to make people cook. The Cougar, we have no idea what we're doing. I'd hate to make just another flamer mech and it wouldn't be as good as the Calcifer, in part because it wouldn't have quite the same mobility unless I put the mask in. And just the fact that we have 2 engine heat sinks just in the mech makes the Oswang just slightly harder to build. Yeah, I'll think about it. The Griffin, we're not going to touch yet because it just needs so much work. I'd rather put that money into the Leopard, into the new Leopard that we built, and get more of these other mechs dropping first. The Urban Knight and the Lamb are just kind of whatever. I'm just going to throw them out to see how they do as needed. Like, the Lamb, I think it's a good build. Like, not a great build, but a good build. I think it will successfully do its job. So, I think that's kind of where things sit. Something like that. Go ahead and look and see if anyone can level up anything. Braver's our Stormcrow pilot. The Stormcrow doesn't have anything that jams, though, right? So I think the Stormcrow we want more piloting, so we can use the supercharger longer. Gisela is brand new. Yeah. 1850 experience. She has not been with us long. Hellion, we definitely want to get, I think, Warlord. Because the ability... Ah, but that's the thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So now that Warlord costs 45 Resolve, and you still have to pay the Resolve cost for offensive push, you can't really Warlord offensive push anymore. That's unfortunate. That does make Warlord considerably less interesting, actually. And Controlled Burst, when you're basically just running PPCs, is... I mean, the minus 10% heat generated means you can build it a little hotter. Since every 2 out of every 3 turns, you'll have 10% heat reduction. But if the PPCs aren't bringing a bunch of recoil... neither of those is actually a good choice. I mean, Sensor Lock only costs 25. We are fighting the Capellans a lot. I think... You know what? She took that random crit, I think, from the cockpit interface, like, not, like, just I think from just the cockpit interface being a cockpit interface gave her a little bit of a zap. So we'll give her more piloting in case that reduces the problem there. It also gives her more melee accuracy in case she gets in a situation where she has to punch something. And it'll give her less initiative randomness so she can be more reliable. Yeah. That's what I think I'm gonna do there. Huldra. Yeah, Huldra was Calcifer's pilot. Does Calcifer have anything? Oh, wait, hold on. Calcifer does not, right? Nothing that can crit, nothing that can fail. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Alright. So, I guess we will... give her more guts. In case she's overheating because heat damage or whatever. Jelly Roll. Right, Jelly Roll we just dropped in the stealth for 2 missions and then realized that Uranus is just so much better. But then again, so the 2 punch attacks means we hit with the stealth 4 times, I think, doing 10 damage each time. So that's not a super high priority, honestly. I think the higher crit chance is a higher priority. Oh, we can get both. Okay. Alright. I believe in him being punchy. I just need to build a mech that makes him better at being punchy. Which is basically going to be whatever we end up being able to put the super shotgun on. He's going to get that. It's going to be super splashy. But it should be fine. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, he's dropped 2 missions on the stealth, but he automatically gets 40 to any chassis he drops in. So, Orcus, only 1940. Narf. What's Narf in piloting? Lineholder. Lineholder has nothing super interesting at all. It's just LRMs and the Thunderbolt, I believe. So I think we have no reason to give him anything other than sensors. I believe. Well, I guess Guts would help it. Then again, no, like, the resolve generation doesn't even... I mean, the bonus clustering from Warlord is pretty good. I don't know. I'll think about it. Alright, McWraith. You are the one in the... He has not dropped in a vehicle. Huh. Okay. Alright. Disregard. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Phantom. Okay. Cloak is now Super Cloak. If we need to just disappear, if we need to lay low for a second, that's resolve cost 10. 2 out of every 3 turns, we basically can't be seen. Good times. We can just keep that going all the time. So Cloak is basically untouchable now. Tainted Loki, we've been dropping in the Fujin. Dropping in the Fujin. Again, no weapon that can jam. I think we wait on Tactics 8, actually. We only need about 2,000 experience, and then he's there. Valak, 1650. Wendigo, 1850. Alright. The Shiltron... I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that we hovered our hit chance at one point and it was showing a bunch of recoil. So I think trying to get the Shiltron to controlled burst will be helpful. And I don't really think there's anything else that's very important. Well, +1 sensors and +1 initiative, that's helpful. That's worth it. But I don't think piloting and guts really matter for the Shiltron right now. I think the highest priority is just getting that main weapon more accurate. Which also should happen... Yeah, 10 more missions before we hit the Affinity 20 point. Oh wow, it's already been 45 minutes. Haha! Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think we just wait on sensor luck there. So who's gonna take the new hover tank? I think McWraith's gonna take it, actually. So we definitely need escapist here. 100% we need escapists to make full use of that speed. And then we'll probably also give it mobility expert just so it is untouchable. Super high mobility. Actually, wait. I wonder if because whenever you're using a hover tank or a VTOL, there's the minimum distance. I'm curious, and I'm sure if Cargo sees in the comments and actually made it to this point in the video, I'll get an answer very quickly from the modder, for one of the modders, but I'm curious if the minimum distance for VTOLs and hover tanks and things is like a percentage of their maximum, or if it's a flat like number of hexes regardless of how fast you get them going. Like if you use mobility expert and things like that to increase the distance you travel, does it also increase the minimum movement? I don't know. I kind of didn't touch tanks at all for the last challenge run, and then the handheld rework came, so yeah, figuring stuff out. Jelly Roll, like 20% bonus lance resolve generation is great, amazing, love it, but he can only pilot mechs. Yeah, I don't know why I gave him Juggernaut. Well, I guess because it doesn't really matter if he walks up and punches somebody, getting the extra damage reduction, he still does his job. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. So that's like all the skills we could buy, more or less. That's all the mechs that we're working on, more or less. Again, Chameleon in 3 days, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure it's busted. I don't remember building the Chameleon into anything. And Alice Wing, we still need to put weapons on, but it'll only take a day or two to put weapons on it. So, yeah. I think this is the point where we look at the command center. Actually, if we take this right now, I think that immediately starts the flare-up. Whereas, I think we can wait for a minute. Because how many days did it say? 14 days. So we can wait 14 days before we accept it. And I think we should. In part to get some more mechs built, in part to get dropped on a couple of planets and see what's going on. Although we're absolutely going to wait 1 day and get the ability to drop another vehicle. Cool. If we upgraded that, we would be dropping all 4 vehicles every mission and 4 mechs. But if one of our vehicles explodes, like the Saladin, we would be wasting that money until we got another vehicle. That said, this store actually does have vehicles in it, so even if we don't necessarily want these, there might come another one after the financial report that we do want. Can we build any, actually, before obviously, once I'm done checking all the boxes, I'm going to be calling it, but yeah, no, we have nothing else we can build. So yeah. I don't think I'm going to invest in the 4th vehicle slot because of that reason. But I think I will invest in more mech tech. It's 500,000 C-bills to be able to drop 1 extra mech. If that extra mech is like the line holder, then that's very valuable. If that extra mech is the Urban Knight, it still has some value. But what has more value, I think, is getting Mech Bay 3 up and running. So that's Mech Bay 3, and then plus 2 tech for 85,000. And we'll get that up and running. Oh. That's what I was gonna do first. I remember now. That's why we were doing the structure. Yeah. Because whenever I loaded the save and started traveling, we were working on the structural reinforcement so we could get Mech Bay 3. So I delayed Mech Bay 3 by 1 day. And then another, I think, 10 days? That's fine. It's fine. No big deal. I mean, it still wouldn't have been ready yet, right? Yeah, no. It still wouldn't have been. So it's actually good that I did it in that order. So now I can drop an extra vehicle on a couple missions while I wait for Mech Bay 3 to get ready. And then, you know, also get some money before the conflict starts because, let's actually look. We'll close the episode out looking and seeing. So again, this planet can have up to 5.5 skulls, which is that. So, say a 5.5 skull defend base against the Capellans. 419 salvage. Interesting. And we would be able to drop the Stormcrow. Let's get that out of there. Shift that over. Shift that over. The Stormcrow. The Incubus. Calcifer. And Sarge, obviously, in Cloak. Calcifer was Holdra? Yes, Holdra. And then also the Sizzon with McWraith on it. And save that as Smoke and Fire, just because we're dropping Calcifer and Cloak. Smoke, Fire, and Speed. Sure. So we're dropping literal smoke with the Shieldtron. We're popping smoke and running around with the Cloak, and I believe the Stormcrow. Yep, the Stormcrow's also stealth. Raining down fire with Calcifer, and then we've got speed on basically everyone. The Bushwhacker's definitely the slowest. 5.7. Yeah, and we got 6.9. Stormcrow has 6.9, but it's also got a supercharger, right? Right? Somewhere? There. Yep, supercharger. And Cloak. Cloak at a masterful 9.14. Yeah, Shieldtron just sits in the back. The Fujin is able to move 6.9, but then it goes faster because VTOL. And the Sizzon is going to be a whopping 10.15. 10.15. It outruns Cloak. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a fun lance to drop. And remember, this is without the line holder, without the chameleon, without the Phoenix Hawk. Like, we are at 4 skulls. We have other mechs that are also heavy and valuable. Yeah. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, set deploy type, that's what that is. But yeah, so we're gonna actually, I might legitimately drop on this 5.5 skull defend base next, just to limit test. I would definitely rather find out that we are not able to handle a 5.5 skull when I know I'm going into a 5.5 skull, rather than accepting a mission as part of the flare-up and then going, oh, I can't handle this. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow for a 5.5 skull defend base. Should be fun. But for now, that's been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.